Hello everyone, it's James Carpenter with Country Living. We've got another project going on here. We are building a shelving unit to basically warehouse all of our attachments for our tractors. So we'll take a quick look at some of the attachments and then I'll show you the construction we're doing. So we got a set of forks for the Kubota. There's a finish mower, scraper box, scraper blade. Back here we got a, keep forgetting the name of that guy, but it's for digging the potatoes and stuff, making rows. The project, we are using pressure treated lumber that I reclaimed from some bleachers at the local fairgrounds. They were getting rid of the pressure treated bleachers and replacing them with aluminum. So I tore down the bleachers and got the lumber. As far as the equipment goes, we got the rototiller, we got a roller, we got a rake, we got the wagon, but it's not going on the racking system. There's some more of the reclaimed lumber. And what we're actually going to do is attach with galvanized lag bolts. We're going to attach these 4x6s to the shipping container, and you'll see the progress as it comes along. The shelves, we're going to build shelves about 6 feet deep. Most of this is reclaimed lumber. The only thing I purchased was the 4x6s, and I got them at the local Lowe's. They had a better selection than Home Depot. And there's another pile of some reclaimed lumber. And these concrete blocks, they're actually caps for retaining walls. We are putting those down as a sort of a base for the 4x6s to set on. And then this gravel area, this is not actually gravel, this is a product called slag. It's a byproduct of processing metal. When you melt metal down, it floats to the top. And then we tamped it and got everything pretty well leveled out. So I will keep you posted as the project moves forward. Have a great day. A little update on the progress of the shelving unit. It's actually coming along pretty good. The boards going down the back side are going to be a roof over top of the shipping container, and then you can see the rafters for the shelving unit. The recycled lumber that I talked about earlier in the video is running low, so I went to Home Depot. Now I picked up 2x4s by 16 and 2x6 by 10. The slag is actually going to be leveled out to the top of this board here, all the way around. The concrete blocks underneath the shipping container and underneath the 2x6 are basically just there to help retain some of the slag. And again, slag is a byproduct of molten metal. The rear rafters are coming along. We're going to run a 2x4. It's probably difficult to explain, but there'll be a 2x4 laying flat, not flat, but upright, from the tail of the rafter to about 2 feet inward, and that will allow a large shelving unit on top of the container and not have all that weight coming down on the metal roof of the container. Yesterday made another trip to the lumber yard. We've already offloaded it from the trailer. Hopefully that's the last of the trips to the lumber yard. Now this is 3/4 inch pressure treated lumber. I picked it up. A guy had it. It was new. It had been stored outside. Got a little bit weathered, but it is pressure treated. So I've got 18 sheets of that, and it's going to be used for decking on the shelving. Okay, the 3/4 inch pressure treated plywood is on the upper level deck, which will be underneath the rafters, just basically additional storage space. And as you can see, the pressure treated plywood I showed you earlier in the back of the truck. Some of the metal went on yesterday. Okay, we started putting some metal on the side of the building, and then on the back side of the container. The 2x8 is kind of like an end cap there, and then the metal will hang out over that a couple inches and have a little bit of an overhang, but that's looking pretty good. The metal on the roof is complete. Ridge cap is on. Starting to do the corners. I know the metal is dirty, but the metal was, I'm not going to say used. It was leftovers from jobs that someone had stored, and I picked it up at a pretty good price. But that's kind of an idea of what it's looking like. We'll get the power washer out at some point and clean that metal up. The shelf is under construction. I've made the decision that we will pour concrete to lock everything in. This end of the building's just about finished up. It's coming along quite well. Okay, so the decking for the center shelf is pretty well framed in with 2x10s with a double here, the old lumber from the bleachers, and a brand new 2x10 to face it out with. And obviously we'll put the 3/4 inch plywood down as the deck on this, but we're going to wait until after the concrete pour to do that. We added an extra 2x6 on the face of this 4x6, which beefs that up to almost a 6x6. And then obviously down here, when the concrete goes in, it'll be to this level here, and it will lock these posts in. So we got the rest of the supports on the top of the beams. We put big old long bolts in there to lock everything together. So overall it's coming along pretty good. Now, one thing I noticed when I was editing the video, I didn't follow up on the backside where the metal comes over the edge of the container and makes that little overhang I was talking about earlier in the video. So that came out really nice. I'm on the deck porch, which is elevated, oh, probably 12-15 feet up in the air, and I'm looking down on the shipping container pole barn construction. I thought maybe you would appreciate this angle here. The rebar's in place. We're set up for a concrete pour. The concrete is going to roll up to and under the container, so there'll be concrete that flows between those blocks and the base of the container, which will lock all that in. The container sits on it actually sits on 3 railroad ties. And in my heart, I know that they'll eventually rot out. So what we've done is we've taken these plastic buckets and fit them to the up to the container, so that the concrete will pour into the bucket and lock into that piece of angle iron. And when the railroad ties do eventually rot out, which will probably be several years, the pylon buckets will be like concrete supports to continue to hold this side of the container up. All right, you know what that beeping is? That's the concrete truck. We're getting ready to do this pour here this morning. You want to lower it a little?
Yeah, try to cut down on the splashing.
Yeah, that's good.
I just trying to get you guys some more work too.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Every little bump kills it now. Alright, buddy. Gotta put some more in there. I'm just gonna just clean off the top too. Really got the stuff together out there, don't they, Jeff?
They do.
Really good. We got me a nice little concrete connection now. There we go. Got big rocks out there, man. Cause that lip, you know what I mean? It's only like an inch. So them rocks are wanting to show up.
Keep on running there.
Everybody can put in shit, man. Talking about, oh, I figured you had it all to do what's going on.
Yeah.
I do, buddy, but I'm a human too.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
make mistakes. Yeah, overflow, so I got to pack some to the back. That's fine. Let that go work. good idea for concrete bucket piers.
Yeah, I think so.
Cut the bottom out so they tie into the ground too.
Yeah, yeah.
With the rebar. I think that's, and maybe just lower that a little bit. Get it right there. I'm gonna scrape it off. There you go. All right, go ahead and get going on that next one. Oh shit, let's do that. All right, sorry. Yeah, you got lucky. You got work in the sun. Or something. I'm gonna try to get it shot for the racing hard.
Ready to shoot up?
Yeah. What's your vision out there? Should I pull the concrete away from the front side? Once you make that ramp to your first bag, then we'll do
The center shelf was completed, or is completed, and we also added some 2x6s to bring those out flush. Just aesthetically looks a lot nicer. Now the 3/4 inch plywood deck is down on the shelf. And these deck boards are actually going to be used on the sides over here to cover them. And that was a 55-gallon drum releasing a, let's just call it a burp. The shipping container storage unit is completed. I'll give you a little tour here. Obviously, the shipping container itself, there's shelving units in there and other storage items. And then you have the structure that we built around the shipping container. And again, this this unit is for storing equipment or attachments for the tractors. Now a little bit of attention to detail here. We actually put these end caps on here so you couldn't see the ends of the deck boards, which gave it a nice little touch. So from this point on, I will get the tractor fired up and we'll show you what it looks like with the actual equipment on the shelving. If you stayed with me till the end of the video, this is what the final product looks like with all the equipment inside. So everything's basically out of the rain. Looks like it's going to get a little bit of sun during the first half of the day, but after that it won't even receive sunlight the second half of the day. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you sticking with this video until the end.